Hello, Tankers and Gamers. It's Momentary Genius here, and we are all excited. Even as a Cold War main player, I am also with so many of you as in finally, in the form of the Object 703 2023 Black Edition, we finally have the, however you want to put it, twin-barreled, double-gunned, bifurcated gun, either way, the double-barreled tanks have finally made it to World of Tanks console Modern Armor. And then also there's the Jaguar Black Edition that I also got in this bundle, because this bundle of just 11,600 gold total, and each tank is just over 7,000 gold, is insanely okay. Well, compared to previous bundles and any time they have a new tank, this is insanely priced and really reasonable. So yes, this leads me to believe that we are now going to be live testing the Object 703. So yay, we're paying to be testers. Anyway, let's get back to the 703 and its setup and first match. As you can see, I'm kind of breaking with my tradition of only having a one skill commander in a new tank for my first match. Considering the uniqueness of the 703, and also, as stated earlier, I am a Cold War main, so World War II is definitely... I was worried about Rust, and I definitely wanted to get as best an experience as I can with this tank, because this is definitely a tank where I really wish we had a training yard, something to just a small map or something to just, move around and have a small shooting range just to get a feel for a tank. But no, you either create a custom game or you learn as you go, and that's something that can be very frustrating. And I will not hypothesize of what took so long to get to where we finally are, but I do feel, speaking of Cold War, that a little bit of thanks should be given to Cold War mode, and especially the multi-weapon system, because this feels like, yes, okay, we had the multi-weapon system first, then we had the multi-barrel system, and now we have finally the double-barrel system. But yes, the fact that it's all using the same button basically as kind of all the others, it's not too unfamiliar. Just the real interesting factor is going to be how to load each barrel with how you want to set it up. Speaking of equipment here, I have erred on the side of caution, and knowing that this is a Russian heavy, I decided to lean into the armor and then just the ventilation to make everything a little bit better. But yeah, the view range, absolutely garbage at 372 meters. So going with advanced optics and leaning into that just to help you, just to help mitigate the fact that you're going to get outspotted by a lot of mediums and absolutely a lot of light tanks. So it is one of those things like, all right, I'm going to shield myself literally and then go from there and realize I'm probably going to be on the front line a lot more, because it's either that or you wait and ambush if you can. I've gone with the speed boost, or the gasoline here, for consumable, just to help with turret speed and a little bit of boost. This is a fast tank for a heavy. Well, it's definitely not super heavy. You will get to the 38 kilometers per hour relatively easily. If you've got enough ground, you'll get there. And here I am just going, when it comes to rounds, I decided to keep it simple for myself and only go with 2. I fell back on HE, although even as I'm setting this up, I was seriously concerned, because if I went with, or if I got stuck as a lower tier, and God, I was just thinking about some like the super heavies at tier 10, without heat, the APCR of the standard round is not going to do it. it's not gonna do it. But if when this is a tank that, as you've seen the play, I was lucky enough to get top tier, and when you are top tier in this tank, you are top tier in this tank. Oh yes, getting hit from the side and the rear, that will be an issue, but yeah, those double-barreled boom snouts, they really do tear into a lot of lower tier tanks and equal tier tanks. Although you'll see that can be a bit of an issue when we get to having ridge lines and hills. But I decided to limit myself to just 2 rounds per barrel simply because less juggling. So, and yes, I'm actually spending gold on permanent camo because I don't have any vouchers anymore. That's sad. More vouchers, please. There, more gaming console division. Just to try again, view range. This is a heavy tank in World War II. We're going back to that. All right, what's the spotting mechanics? Just the view range mechanics of this mode. I'm trying to work with that. I'm now just once again going over the armor profile. Yes, from the front and side scraping, you can definitely do well. So I was just like, all right, let's dust off what little heavy tank playing I have from way back when. Like, all right, angles. Let's remember those. But yeah, this turret from the front, you can bounce rounds, but it is by no means OP. Especially as you only have 5 degrees of gun depression, which, depending on which map you will be on, could be okay, or it's another one of those moments where the gun depression brigade will be like, oh, it's got no gun depression, so it's absolutely useless. Again, I please move along from that. As the saying goes, it is what it is. But I digress. I was very pleased with this armor profile, and it's not an OP tank, thankfully, although the DPM of this tank when you're firing each of the boom snouts individually is a comfortable number. You can easily get used to that. Maybe 2 seconds, because when you fire both, yeah, that reload time's long, and you kind of go, I have nothing. I hope my armor doesn't fail me now. But also I do like how these 2 black tanks have 75% tank XP. That's gonna help with contracts and anything involving tank XP, especially if you throw on some boosters or you're completed the end of the season. Yeah, that's nice. Or if you suddenly find yourself really needing some of that free XP and you want to convert. Alright, I was not pleased with the first map for the first match of the Object 703 Serene Coast, because I'm at least familiar with it. And I did what, if you've ever, for any new players out there, do just, if you're in a heavy tank, follow all the other heavy tanks. And that was like, alright, I really hope there isn't too much of a, I hope there's a few more skilled players here, because I'm going to be following their lead. Oh, and here we have a bunch of Earth Shakers because of the Thanksgiving Day or Thanksgiving week off. So I was already wondering how many turrets I was going to be bouncing off of here on the opposing side. I'm taking a moment just to fumble around with the multi-barreled system, and it'll take some getting used to, especially as, again, it could be advantageous to learn how to juggle the APCR, the heat, and the HE rounds, because when it comes to HE, I just think of the FP5005 and quickly eliminating any tier 10 artillery. But yeah, if you lay into those tanks with just the double barrels, it's you know, similar effect, but also landing both rounds of HE on an FE4005 could be very painful, and quite possibly, depending what state that FE4005 is in, yes, you may possess the ability to one-shot delete. So I am now moving forward, and I kind of guess I went with the heavies, and I definitely was like, I need to know where the enemy artillery's coming from and where the hills are, and that's where I felt sort of comfortable, although I shouldn't have stopped moving. Yes, that I got slammed crossing that gap. But I just know I need to find a little hill here or something to keep my turret armor in the most effective way possible. And here we have an Emil, we have Earth Shakers. Yeah, it's one of those things like, yep. Anyone with turret armor is right there, and that, unfortunately, this is one of those situations that it cost us the match because we got bogged down here, and yeah, you know, fortune favors the bold, so moving forward would have been nice, but hey, at least I'm trying to aim for the weakest part of the armor. Again, when it came to that Emil, I was, I kind of wish I had some heat. I really do. So we do well here. Thankfully, I have teammates that don't rush in, but it was more of like, okay, now that now there's 3 of us here, maybe we should rush in. And I'm not at this stage. I really don't fully understand the power of the double boom snouts here, but I quickly learned, especially that, like, when you're just firing one at a time, you can really, you fire while that's reloading, you can still sort of fire that other barrel and then while that's reloading, you could probably almost reloaded that other one and fire again. So it's not a machine gun by any means, but it definitely, you honestly do kind of feel like you have the power of 2 tanks in one. Which got me wondering, could we maybe have an evolution of, or incorporation of this system in Cold War mode? Because while I was playing this, after playing this, and I've only gotten like a handful of matches in, but it was like, you know, what if we did something like this with the WZ-122, or would it be interesting for the BMPs 123? You know, it was kind of like, yeah, this system, this weapon system has legs. And yes, we've finally broken through the line here, but I've also realized my biggest fear was, yeah, we're being trapped. There's a pincer because I saw that we have the 8-9 line has fallen, which again, I think artillery may have had an effect on that, but this was a moment where I realized, oh, we should have pushed more aggressively on this side and have been doing the ones creating the pincer maneuver, but we didn't, so we're getting trapped here, and artillery is now, it's like find the artillery, but there's a tank destroyer there. It's a numbers game. We're not out of the woods yet. It is still possible depending on how things go, and unfortunately, it's just my inexperience, but that I think may have been costing us with just World War II. Well, I'm also playing a really new tank. Maybe if I've been in a Atomic or a Centurion-based tank, which I'm more familiar with, it would have gone differently, but at 2,000 damage, 600 block, 767 assists, I am actually very proud of this first match. We're gonna lose, but I wasn't as rushed as I thought I was. That is also part of the tank, but this is it. I was impressed at how this tank really feels balanced. It's very interesting. It has me back in World War II mode. I don't know if I'll grind out the tech tree, but it depends on how the reloads of other of these double barrel tanks is going to be. and because it could be too fast, too slow, and that's where that'll make the tank. Of course, if they bring in the Russian line first, which I wouldn't be surprised, then the RNG, because each barrel has its own RNG, so you can see rounds make an X. You can see one round impact and track a tank, and then have the other one just fly right over. So be prepared for having that well aimed double shot ready to go, and then kind of RNG going, eat dirt and do some track damage, but don't actually break them. So here I am trying to find a spot where at least I can get my armor facing the right way where I think the enemy's coming. But in the comments below, tell me what you think of the Double World tanks finally making it to console, and are you thankful for what Cold War has allowed? Just a thought there. Like and subscribe if you appreciate this veteran of this game, but definitely Cold War main, coming back to the game, making you blind as a bat until it says you can see World War II mode. I'd appreciate that. Oh, and make sure to ring the bell to know when I post videos. As you can see here, we lost, but we got best in game damage. Not bad. Almost 3,000 combined. And there is an op going for the black tanks, but it is definitely a silver maker at tier 8. So far, I cannot complain about the theObj 703, and I'm very interested to see where this goes, even if I don't fully commit to World War II mode. So I hope you keep your tracks on the ground and the RNG's in your favor. And I'll catch you in the next one. And hey, I know a lot of people play World War II. Maybe you'll see me on the battlefield. Bye.